I had my high school crush stolen by an ostrich. Summer after senior year of high school, Riverbend was a huge concert venue for us. That's where all the high school kids from your area would go. Zach Brown Band's in town. They had just dropped an album. They were probably the hottest country band in the industry at the time, which I still think they're one of the best ones. But at the time, they had just released a bunch of new music, so it was a huge concert. We get tickets. It's the usual gang. What happened before and after the concert is a story for another time. We had a good time on the way to the concert. So the reason we got so tore up for the concert was because Griff had like tonsillitis or something. He couldn't go to the concert. So he was literally DDing us there and back in Louis T's car. So we had nothing to worry about. Go to the concert. And I had been scheming to make out, or at least attempt to make out with this chick at the concert, flirting with her and trying to imply, catch me at the Zach Brown Band concert. So our group of like friends from high school is all kind of grouped up, general admission mosh pit where all the high school students hang out. So I'm like, at one point, I'm looking for the chick, and I turn around, and she's making out with some other dude. Now, granted, I was crushing on her, so any dude that she would have been making out with at the time would have been like, damn, that sucks. But what made it 10 times worse is I like did a double take, like, are you fuck, is that her? And then I like look again and it is her. And she's making out with the ugliest fucking dude from our senior class. Like, no joke, this dude looked just like a fucking ostrich. Like, it looks like got plucked out of the Cincinnati Zoo. That's how much this motherfucker looks like an ostrich. So, like, no joke, if I would have put up a picture of an ostrich and said, find this kid in the yearbook, you would have known exactly who I was talking about instantaneously. Even if you had never met the kid. That's how much he looked like an ostrich. And one of those real nasally voices like this, like, just, I don't get it. I know I'm Sid from Toy Story, but, like, it just hurt my ego. I'm like, fuck, like, it'd be one thing if you were making out with some stud, but you picked the ostrich kid? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, damn, even the ostrich kid pulls more than me. I was pissed. And, it was one of those things, it just hurt my ego, especially being a high school kid at the time. So, I, like, turn around, I'm fucking sulking, and I'm walking through the crowd of people. You know, it's a huge random crowd of people at a sold out concert. So I'm just making my way through the mosh pit, like, I just need to take a sad stroll, through the concert. Because I was drunk too, so I was really like, fuck, man, this is terrible. Well, as I'm walking through sulking, I, like, look up and make direct eye contact with this chick. Hot blonde chick. Apparently, she was like 22. I went to UK. It's all she told me. And she just grabbed me and we started making out. And I was like, oh, well, shit, okay. So we made out for a little bit. Then finally, I like pulled myself off for air, and it was one of those things. I couldn't believe she was even making out with me. She was hot as hell, and I was like, what the fuck? And I knew none of my buddies were gonna believe it. But as I turned around, I see my buddy Louis T had happened to be following me, and he like saw the whole thing go down. He just what the fuck? So it's just funny because I ended up making out with a chick way hotter than the one that I wanted to, and, on a whim, super random, but it was funny because Louis T and I were kinda, like, telling all my buddies about it when we got back to the car. So it was a really fun time at that concert, and like I said, what happened at the concert's time for another day, but in all seriousness, it was actually, looking back on it, like, a really humbling moment because, I think a lot of people walk around thinking they're kind of the shit or, they're better than everybody, and the thing is, like, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, right? I mean, I know that's kind of corny to say, but to some people you might be that fly looking dude, and to some people you might be that ugly motherfucker. It just kind of depends on the perception of the person looking at you. So I was actually glad to learn that kind of at a younger age is like, at the end of the day, all you can do is be you. People are either going to love you, hate you, or somewhere in between. People are going to think you're ugly. People are going to think you're good looking. People are going to think you're dumb. People are going to think you're smart. People are going to think you're cool. People are going to think you're annoying. At the end of the day, if you're just genuinely yourself, you'll find and attract the people that you want to be around because they'll appreciate you for who you actually are. So that would be, and I know I've said similar stuff like that on here, but the power of perceptions, it's a very interesting thing, because you don't think about the fact that everybody out there is walking a completely different path than you. Just because you're going in what seems to be the same direction doesn't mean you know what that person's perception or path is. So, a lot of people love me and hate me for the way I am, but at the end of the day, I've always operated openly, honestly, and I just call it how I see it, and Not saying that's right or wrong, but at least I'm calling it how I see it in a genuine way. And up to this point, it seems to have been working out okay. So, and, you just got to treat people with respect and love, man. At the end of the day, we're all doing the same thing in a world that we really don't know shit about, in a universe and life that we really don't understand. So, it's really no point being a dick to each other, right? Like, what a waste of time. So, keep an open mind. Always look for, a positive outcome regardless of the situation that you're in. And again, I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but it sure makes life a lot more enjoyable and interesting. So that's the episode. Talks with Tom, and watch out for those ostriches, man. They can get you every once in a while.
It's gonna be funky. I was riding around town thinking to myself, is it gonna get easier? I'll be up and away up the street and bake, but I can't even breathe no more. What's it to me? What can I see? Taking shots by the lake till I can't even breathe no more. See no more.
Mike, check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Yep. Mic check. Yep.